So, you're looking for a dog trainer here in West Monroe. It can feel like a pretty big decision, right? Well, in this guide, we're going to give you a clear, practical roadmap to help you pick the absolute best training partner for you and your dog.
This really sums it up perfectly, doesn't it? Having a well-trained dog makes all the difference in the world. It turns what could be a stressful walk at Curly Park into a truly relaxing adventure. That's the goal we're aiming for, and it all starts with finding the right trainer.
Okay, so where do you even start your search? It really begins with understanding a trainer's core methods. We'll break it down into two key things you need to look at: their training philosophy and their professional credentials.
The gold standard in modern dog training, by far, is positive reinforcement. It's a method backed by science that's all about rewarding the behaviors you want to see. With things like treats, praise, or a favorite toy. This approach is just so effective because it makes your dog want to learn. It builds a much stronger, more trusting bond than any methods based on correction.
And on the flip side of that, you absolutely want to be wary of any training methods that rely on intimidation, pain, or fear. These old-school techniques can actually create anxiety, make behavior problems even worse, and really damage that relationship you're trying to build.
So, how do you actually check a trainer's expertise? Well, these certifications are your best guide. They mean a professional has passed some pretty tough exams and is committed to staying up to date. The first two, the CPGT-KA and KPA-CTP, are fantastic signs for a trainer who can help with general obedience and manners. Now, if you're dealing with more complex issues, like serious fear or reactivity, look for the last two. Those show specialized knowledge in behavior.
Once you've found a few qualified trainers, the next step is to choose the right kind of program. And this isn't a one-size-fits-all thing. It's really about finding the format that best fits your dog's personality and your family's lifestyle.
Let's look at the two most popular options. Group classes are wonderful for teaching your dog to focus on you around other dogs and people, which is perfect practice for navigating busy parks. Private in-home lessons, on the other hand, let a trainer tackle specific behaviors right where they're happening, like jumping on guests at the front door or trying to grab food off the kitchen counter.
You'll also see some more intensive options out there, like board and train or day training. But here's the key thing to remember, no matter which format you choose. Make sure it includes owner education. The trainer isn't just training your dog, they're teaching you how to keep that progress going for the long haul.
Now let's get into the practical side of things, what to budget for training and what local rules every single dog owner in West Monroe should know about.
Just to give you a quick snapshot of the local market, a single private lesson is typically going to fall somewhere in this range. This is a good baseline to have in mind as you start looking at different program costs.
And here's a broader look at the financial picture. Group classes are usually the most budget-friendly way to get started. Private packages offer great value for tackling specific issues. And then immersive board and train programs, well, they represent a much bigger investment. This should help you line up your training goals with your budget.
Being a great dog owner also means you've got to know the local rules. West Monroe and Ouachita Parish have a leash law, which makes a skill like loose leash walking not just a nice-to-have, but a real necessity. A current rabies vaccination is required by the state. And of course, keeping excessive barking under control is just part of being a good neighbor.
Okay, once you have a short list of trainers, it's time for a consultation. Being prepared with the right questions is going to help you make a really confident, informed decision.
Think of this as your personal interview checklist. First, you'll want to confirm their philosophy is positive reinforcement. Ask about their certifications. A great trainer is going to create a custom plan for your dog, not just use some cookie-cutter approach. And finally, get crystal clear answers on how they track progress and what all their fees and policies are. You don't want any surprises.
All right, let's put all the pieces together. Once the training gets going, you'll need places to practice those new skills. Let's take a look at some of the best spots in West Monroe to do exactly that.
These local spots are perfect training grounds. The beautiful leash trails at Curly Park are just excellent for working on focus when there are other things going on. The West Monroe Dog Park gives you a safe, fenced-in area to really nail that critical recall command. And a walk along the Ouachita riverfront is a fantastic way to help your dog get used to all kinds of new sights and sounds. You know, in the end, training is about so much more than just basic commands. It's about building a partnership that makes your life together more harmonious and a lot more enjoyable. It means less stress and more fun, whether you're just hanging out at home, walking through the neighborhood, or visiting with friends. All the best as you and your canine companion get started on this really rewarding journey together.